Okay, with this recording we're going to look at measuring inflation. The inflation rate is the change in average prices in an economy over a given period of time. Now, the given period of time is not a problem. We know inflation usually compares prices this year to prices last year. So when an inflation rate is given, like 5%, it always means prices now are 5% higher than they were a year ago. The bit that requires some thought is the bit about average prices. How do we calculate the average price when there are so many different goods in an economy? So the little bit below on the Consumer Prices Index here is going to show how the government does this. So to calculate an average price, the government looks at a basket of goods of 15,000 or so. What that means is it looks at the 15,000 or so most popular products and says those are the things that people buy, so that's what's in their shopping basket, and so we need to look at how much the price of that shopping basket has changed. And then somehow we're going to have to turn that into an average change. This sentence here says it weights them together by their share of consumer expenditure to calculate an average price level. So each of the 15,000 things in the basket is going to feed in to the average price level. But obviously something which more money is spent on is going to have a bigger effect than something which not very much money is spent on. So we can see here a 10% rise in the price of petrol will have more effect on the price level than a 10% change in the price of polos, as petrol forms a greater part of consumer expenditure. So for me, I might spend £30 a week on petrol. So a 10% rise in the price of petrol would mean I would have to spend £3 more. I might spend 50p a week on polos. So a 20% change in the price of polos would only add 10p to my spending. Therefore, for me, a change in the price of petrol is much more important than a change in the price of polos. Going back to the sentence above, that is what the bit called weights them together means. It means if something is more of your spending, then it will be more significant in calculating your inflation rate. Now there's one little caveat to that. Obviously different people buy different things. So if you were a 16-year-old, you're more likely to buy polos than you are to buy petrol. So therefore your inflation rate would be different to my inflation rate, because the price of polos would be more important to you and the price of petrol would be less important. However, we did say here that we're looking at the average price level, so we are trying to conduct an explanation of the price level for the average person in Britain. Okay, so what we've done is we've taken this basket of goods, we've looked at how much a basket of goods cost, we've taken account of the fact that some things are more important than others, and then what we have to do is look at the change in the price of the basket of goods between one period and the next. And that change, how much more the basket cost us this year than last year, is a measure of the rate of inflation.